What is up, guys? Welcome to my channel. This is going to be a bit of a room tour slash setup tour because I am going to be moving into an on-campus apartment in about a month, so I thought I'd give a room tour and setup tour because this is probably the last time I'm going to have this exact setup ever, because I'm going to have a new setup when I move out, and I will, of course, give you a setup tour for that as well. But even if I, by any chance, move back in, my setup will definitely change and evolve within those couple of years. So I thought I'd, give you guys a setup tour and kind of keep this to preserve for myself to see what my setup looked like at this point. So to start off at the foot of the bed, this is kind of just storage. I have a wax diffuser right there, which is really helpful, really nice for if you want to make your room smell nice. It was like 20 bucks. The wax cubes are like $2 for like 6 of them. I would 100% recommend it. It just makes your room smell nice, and it just makes it feel better to be in. You know, when you open your door and it just smells good, it's great. Right here, I have some storage for my G Fuel, and there's a couple laptop chargers in there. And there's most of my toiletries, hair product, lotion, all of that. Probably should sort that a little better. Right here is my laptop and storage for boxes from stuff that I've bought for reviews. On top is my backup headset in case my current headset breaks. And over here we have, my bed and all of my stuffed animals. It's going to hurt not being able to bring all of them with me, but going to have to pick and choose. I'm sorry. Some of them are my favorites more than others. Over here we have my nightstand, which is pretty basic. I've got a microfiber towel here for my glasses, a bunch of blue light glasses. I actually have perfect vision. I don't need glasses. Those are just for blue light. My wallets, my watches right here, power banks, nail clippers, cologne, my Amazon Alexa, my shaker for my G Fuel, and my oil diffuser slash humidifier. Makes the air feel better for you, especially if you're sick and you have like a dry cough. It's great. And then the oil diffusers, same thing, just makes my room smell better. Over here is a lamp that I bought for around, this is also like 15-20 bucks from Target. It's great. It's got storage. It's a lamp, obviously, and then you can plug in chargers and stuff. There's 2 different charger outlet ports, so there's like one in the back that's like an actual outlet, and then the USB port right there. Attached to that, I have like a 3-foot long phone charger, because why not? It makes it a lot easier, because if I'm going to lay on my bed, I can have the charger stretched out, or if I'm at my setup, I can stretch the charger out over here and just set it down right there. So now for the actual setup, which of course is probably what you all care about. To start off with, my chair is a cheap, like $85 Amazon white chair that I bought for around, that during Prime Day. It was a little more expensive, I think, off of Prime Day. I think the brand is right here. It's Hubada, so just some random Chinese brand. It's pretty ergonomic, it's pretty comfortable, and it's white, which is mainly what I cared about. Before this, I had a camouflage, gamer chair, classic, racing chair, and it just was, the leather and the material was not very comfortable, and it just makes you sweaty. When you have anyone who's had a gaming chair probably can tell, they're not very breathable, and they make you sweat, and it's just not a fun experience. Having open backed mesh is more comfortable, and it just feels better. So over here on the side, I bought this actually recently, a couple days ago, because I just didn't have anywhere to put this stuff, is my controller hanger, and that's my headset right there. This was around 10 or 15 bucks off of Amazon. 100% recommend it. If you don't have on your any space on your desk for these types of things, just hang them off on the side. It looks clean, it looks good, and it's just a little thing hanging off the side. Makes everything look cleaner, look better. Right here is my little pin collection, mostly Pokemon, some Fire Emblem, and a couple Disney pins right there. Down here is my main keyboard. I have a couple keyboards, as you can probably tell, but this is the one that I use the most. And it's just a classic GK61, PE foam modded, normal foam modded, with lubed Holy Pandas, and just some white keycaps I bought off of Amazon. Nothing too crazy, too special, but it works, it looks cool, and it's small and compact. So despite all the keyboards that I have, this is the one that I use the most, because it's the most pleasant to type on, in my opinion, as far as like the sound and the feel. My main mouse right now is my wireless Ponage Ergo. I did mostly use the wired Ergo before, just because it's really comfortable. It's not necessarily my favorite aesthetic-wise, but it's comfortable, and I've gotten carpal tunnel from playing too many games before, because that in addition to playing piano, because I also play piano, those two together was not a good combo. So I like having an Ergo mouse that makes my wrist twist a little bit less, and it just feels better. And now let's move on to here. Here's my alarm clock, which this I bought forever ago. I was like 12, I think, when I bought it, and it's It's just a basic alarm clock. It has alarms and it has a clock. So when I wake up, I can look right to the side and see what time it is immediately. And when I'm gaming and I don't, look in the corner or I have something full screened, I always have a normal clock right there. Now, before I get into the actual rest of the setup, my consoles. So I have a Switch. This is not a Switch OLED. Don't let the white Joy-Cons fool you. Those are like cheap $40 Amazon knockoff Joy-Cons. They work just fine, but I bought them because they were white and it makes it look like a Switch OLED. It's not. It's just a normal Switch because I wanted to keep everything to this kind of white theme that I have right now. Before, I used to have a purple and blue theme. If you watch any of my older videos, you can probably see that. These are some cheap gaming speakers I bought for like $25. There is RGB on them. The white looks really weird and brown and washed out, so I just leave them off. They've worked well enough. I'll probably upgrade and buy better speakers, though, when I move into my apartment and get another setup. Right here is a little, you probably can't tell, but there's Espeon in there. I'm a big Pokemon fan, and so I just have that thing. It lights up. I don't like the white color on that one either. The white's kind of yellowish, so I leave it off, but it's cool. Just a nice and simple to have on my desk. Fake plant. It's just a necessity. Bought it for like $10 off Amazon in a 2-pack. Every setup needs a fake plant. Right here is the rest of my consoles. So Xbox Series S with Game Pass. What can I say? I mean, the thing's like barely bigger than an iPad. It packs a punch at 1080p. I only have 1080p monitors anyways. I don't have 4K. So for me, this works perfectly fine. And it plays all the next-gen games and all of the Xbox exclusives, which is mostly what I bought it for. Over here is a PS5, and I'm one of the lucky 10 people who's managed to get one, and I didn't pay scalper prices either. I actually was able to buy this at a retail price, and it's amazing. Mostly use it for exclusives again, mostly Gran Turismo right now, and Spider-Man. 100% recommend it. Persona as well. If you can get your hands on it, it's great. I probably wouldn't buy the disc version just because it's slightly cheaper and it's the same thing, but personally, I also like to have physical media for my games because I like to collect them and have them on my shelf. So I don't know. If I had to do over again, I probably would buy the digital just to save myself some money. So back to the actual main PC setup. This is my mic. It is the Fifine K556, I believe it's called, 557, one of those. It's the one that has RGB on it. So on the back, there's a little light that just turns on RGB. You can't control it. It's just rainbow. Sometimes it looks cool to leave on if I'm doing white and rainbow, but for the most part, I just leave it off. The actual mic quality is great. It's certainly better than my old mic. If you go to like some of my older videos, my mic sounds really quiet and doesn't really sound great. Obviously, I'm not using it right now. I'm using iPhone headphones, so my mic quality probably isn't great right now either, but this is certainly an upgrade over like the $30 mic I was using before. I believe I was using an Enotech mic is what it was. Just some random brand, and because I needed a mic for content creation. But this, 100% recommend it. You could probably go cheaper. It basically is just like one of their cheaper offerings, but lights up. My monitors, well, first before my monitors, I use the Logitech G920 over here. Or not G, it's not a gaming product. Logitech 920 for my webcam. Works good. If you set it up right and tune all of the settings correctly, it works great and looks great. Really not much more I can say about it. My monitors, my main monitor is a Logitech LG Ultra Gear 24-inch, and it's great. It's 144 hertz. Picture quality is pretty good. It's not top of the line or anything. It was around $160, but I bought it because it was cheap and I got a discount on it. So, what can I say? Works good for me. My screensaver's going on. Over here is the monitor I was using before that, which is an Acer Nitro 22-inch monitor, and I was just using it because it was like $70 from Costco. I was on a budget, and it was great for what it was. 75 hertz isn't amazing. 22 inches is really small, but for $70, you really couldn't beat it. As a second monitor, it's great. I just turn it sideways. It's small and compact, so it's not like hitting my desk or anything like that. I mostly use this for when I'm gaming for Discord, or if I want to watch YouTube videos while I'm doing something more productive on my main monitor. 100% recommend getting a 2-monitor setup, especially if you're going to a smaller monitor, if you're going to do something vertical like this, because it's going to save you money, and it looks good in my opinion to have one vertical and one horizontal, unless you have two of the exact monitor, in which case I'm jealous and I wish I had two same size monitors. So the actual PC build over here is not amazing. Move the PS5 so you can get a better look at it. It is very much a budget build. I built it pre-pandemic, so it's old. It's starting to show its age a little bit. But inside, I have a Intel i5 9400F, and you're probably cringing because you just heard ninth gen Intel, but it was a couple years ago, and it was cheap. And like I said, this is very much a budget build. Once I have more money and get my more adult job, I'll probably upgrade this PC. But for now, it can play everything at max settings and mostly can crank out 120 FPS or 144 for my monitor. That's really all I care about. And I'm mostly playing like Valorant these days anyways, and that you can run that on a toaster. That's the CPU. Sorry, the GPU is an AMD card. Once again, you're all going to cringe, but they were cheap. AMD 5500 XT, same thing. Not the greatest card, but it runs everything well and runs what I need it to run. So what can I say? My cooler is a Cooler Master Gamax, I believe. Ooh, ignoring that voice crack. I think it's Gamax is what it's called. I think it was like $30. It was better than the stock cooler. Looks good. What can I say? My fans are some cheap Apivia fans with a controller in the back. I have a remote for those. And on the front, these are case fans that came with the case. They're big. They're addressable through the case itself. It has its own RGB controller, so they look good. My motherboard is the main choke point of my PC. The first thing I'm going to upgrade is my motherboard. It is a B360, and the main problem with it, the issue I'm having, is that it can't run my RAM at its rated speed. So I have an XPG 3200 megahertz kit, and my motherboard can only run my RAM at 2666 megahertz. So I'm not running my RAM at its maximum rated speed. I haven't really had any problems running it slower, but it just has been a big issue. I probably should get a better motherboard. That'll be the first upgrade there. I have some normal, I believe these are Asia Horse cable extensions for white cables to clean the buildup. Inside, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive and a 500 gigabytes SSD. I also have a external SSD attached to the back. I'll show you guys the back. The cable management in the back is horrendous, but there we go. I believe there's the hard drive down there, that little box. So overall, the PC runs well, has a lot of storage. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but one day I'll upgrade it. On top, fake bonsai plant with Bulbasaur. I love Pokemon. Over here is my katana. I got this a couple years ago as a birthday present. Just thought, why not throw it above my setup? Not a birthday present, Christmas present. And then on the sides are some little lights that I bought from Target. So one click is just like a very warm white, and then you can click here. It'll change colors, and whatever color you click on, it will stay. So it'll stay like that. They're great. They're like $20 for both of them. They run on AA's. They add a little bit of ambiance to my setup, but they do die really fast. So most of my setup it looks good. Might not run best, but it looks good. So what can I say? I'm on a budget here. On top, see, I say I'm on a budget, and then I show probably the most expensive parts of my setup. These are all my handhelds. Despite the fact that I'm mainly a PC gamer, I love handhelds. So, of course, and my book's up here. So, we have a lot of emulators here. This is the Retroid Pocket 2. I might start doing emulator reviews on here as well, because I do have quite a few. Retroid Pocket 2, RG351V. Mostly I use this for Game Boy games. This is for PSP and other stuff. This is a Powkiddy V90. Basically just for Game Boy Advance games and Game Boy games, but it's the cheapest one, so it's just what I throw in my bag when I need something to play on. My little DS collection here. I have a 3DS XL in the back, a DSi XL, DSi, and DS Lite. I'm looking to get a original DS to complete my collection, but that's my little DS collection right there. A couple DS games, my Switch games, the Pokeball Plus, my real Joy-Cons, PS5 games, a $20 Switch Pro controller off of Amazon, Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade. This is from the movie, don't cringe. The Assassin's Creed movie was pretty bad, but I thought the Hidden Blade looked cool. Up top, we have a little bit of more merch right here. This is League of Legends merch, Thresh and Zed. a beginner Gundam that I built because it was like $10. Byleth from Fire Emblem. I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. Joker's Mask from Persona, and a My Hero Pop over here. So that's most of the setup over here. I'm looking forward to rebuilding it when I move out, and I think for 19 years old, all of this was bought with my own money. I think for 19, that's pretty good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and anything you think I should change, in the next month before I end up moving out. And I'll see you guys.